Hello friends, in this video we will understand the behavior of flip-flop in toggle mode. Let us start. So basically a flip-flop which is configured into toggle mode, irrespective which flip-flop it is first of all configured into toggle mode, then it divides incoming frequency by 2. That is, it divides a clock frequency by 2. So output frequency and clock frequency, if you observe, then output frequency which is generated on the output of a toggle mode flip-flop is always equal to f clock divided by 2, where f clock is nothing but a clock frequency or input clock frequency. So we'll see how it really happens. So what I just said is, in toggle mode, every flip-flop generates a square wave at output. See, when it comes to flip-flop, there are two outputs, right? That is Q and Q bar. So when I say it is generating square wave at output, it is not only generating output at Q, it is generating the same complemented output at Q bar also. So I would specify that is outputs Q as well as Q bar with frequency, let's say F out. That is output frequency, right? Every square wave have got some frequency. So let us assume the square wave which is generated at Q and Q bar is having frequency as F out. The second point is that F out is always clock frequency divided by 2, always. So this is the relation between output frequency and input clock frequency. So this is input clock frequency. So now what we have said, let us justify it by taking some example. So we take example of JK flip-flop. And I'm sure when JK flip-flop is in toggle mode, you know that J should be as well as K should be equal to 1. So as you can see here, J and K are shorted and then they are connected to VCC. The type of clock that I have drawn over here would be negative edge triggering clock, or a JK flip-flop is equipped with negative edge triggered flip-flop. And then it has got two outputs, that is Q and Q bar. So now what is going to happen? As you know very well, when J equal to 1 and K equal to 1, then the flip-flop is in toggle mode. Toggle means what? Toggling means, let us assume the previous output was 0 and 1, that is for Q and Q bar, they are always complement of each other. Then at every negative edge, this 0 complements to 1, this 1 complements to 0. In next clock, this becomes 0, this becomes 1, again it becomes 1, it becomes 0. So this keeps on toggling. So this keeps on complementing itself, right? So if I plot this 0 1 0 1 as well as this is 1 0 1 0. So as you can see, it is generating square waves at output, not only at Q but at Q bar also. And the relation between square waves of Q and Q bar is that they are complement of each other, being nature of Q and Q bar, right? Now what I just said, that even at clock you are going to apply a square wave. This will have frequency, let's say F clock, and let us assume it is having output frequency as F out. The relation between F out and F clock is that F out is equal to F clock divided by 2. As I said, I'm going to justify this. Since it is negative edge type, so for every clock I'm pointing out the negative edges. So what I've drawn over here is f clock, that is clock frequency. Now for every clock frequency, the time period is nothing but t. What is meant by time period? Which consists of t on and t off together, right? So all those negative edges for reference I am taking out. Now I am going to draw output Q, knowing the fact that output is going to toggle. Of course it is going to toggle because j equal to 1 and k equal to 1 continuously, right? Therefore what is going to happen, Q will keep on complementing itself every time. So assuming the initial status of Q was 0, then at every negative edge it will toggle, that is 0 will become 1, it will remain 1 up to next negative edge. In next negative edge, as you can see, again it complements to 0, then it remains 0 up to next negative edge, again it becomes 1. So this toggling keeps on happening at what? At Q. The same thing it is going to happen at Q bar, but in a reverse way. That is, when 0 is present at Q, Q bar will have 1, then it will be 0. Like this, as you can see, two square waves are generated, one at Q, the other one at Q bar. They are just complement of each other. Now let us compare the clock frequency with the output frequency which is generated. So what you can see here is, let us assume this negative half and positive half, or T off or T on, which consists of T. So every duration will be nothing but T. And when it comes to output frequency, as you can see, this is nothing but one cycle. So as you can see, the length for this is 2T. Is that right? Can I say that for this, f clock frequency is nothing but 1 by T, because we know the relation between frequency and a time period, right? So f clock is equal to 1 by T, of course, because the time period is nothing but T. Whereas when I want to calculate f out, as you can see, it is again inverse of the time period. So time period, as you can see, it is 2 times T, right? But then what is 1 by T? 1 by T is nothing but f clock. So I'm just substituting that. This 1 by T is nothing but f clock. So can I say this is f clock divided by 2? This is nothing but output frequency. So as you can see, output frequency is just half of f clock, right? So this is the property of a flip-flop which is configured into toggle mode, and the property says that on Q as well as Q bar, every time a square wave is generated, and this square wave is generated because of Q as well as Q bar keeps on complementing itself at every edges. That edges could be positive edge or negative edge, that depends upon what type of triggering that you have applied. Here, since we have used negative edge triggering, so at every negative edge, this Q as well as Q bar will keep on complementing itself, which causes to generate a square wave on both, that is at Q as well as Q bar. And this square wave is, let's say, having frequency as f out. This f out is always f clock frequency divided by 2, that is input clock frequency divided by 2. And how it happens, this is what we have seen here also. As you can see, the time period for this is also 2T. Therefore, this will also have a similar f out. So this f out is applicable for both the frequencies which are generated at Q as well as Q bar. I'm sure you must have understood this concept. It's very, very important. Also, we will see along with JK flip-flop how other flip-flops are used in toggle mode. So when it comes to JK flip-flop, J and K are shorted to 1. What happens when it comes to toggle flip-flop? I'm sure you must have seen the previous lectures where I have said it clearly. When J and K are shorted together, the common input is known as what? T, right? How to use T flip-flop in toggle mode? So to operate T flip-flop, that is toggle flip-flop in toggle mode, it is compulsory that T should be connected to logic 1 or VCC, that is 5 volt, and we get two outputs here, Q and Q bar. So again, the complement of this square wave is generated at Q bar. So like that. Even here f out will be equal to f clock divided by 2. So this is how we have seen how JK flip flop and T flip flops are operated in toggle mode. It is quite important to see, and you will surprised to know that even D flip flop can be used in toggle mode. If you remember the behavior of D flip flop, it actually copies the status of D at output, right? So every time whatever D you give, it just comes at output. So one may get wondered, so how come D flip flop can be used in a toggle mode? So this is what we have to see. So these are outputs Q and Q bar. Here what I'm doing is I'm taking feedback from Q bar and I'm applying to D. So now what is going to happen? Let us see. Assuming the previous status of Q was 0. So assuming Q was 0. If Q was 0, what must be Q bar then? Of course, it is complement of Q, that is 1. So initial status on this D flip flop, which is operating in toggle mode, is having initial status as 0, 1. That is Q and Q bar respectively. As you can see, the feedback is given from Q bar. So can I say, since Q bar is equal to 1, the latest status of D is equal to 1. So now if D is equal to 1, on next negative edge, this output is copied on Q. Because of which, now Q becomes 1 and again Q bar becomes 0. I'm sure you have understood this. Please try to understand. Q bar is given as feedback to D. Since Q bar was 1, D becomes 1, and because of D is equal to 1, in next edge, this 1 gets copied on Q. Now as you can see, the status of Q bar is what? 0. Since Q bar is equal to 0, next time D is equal to 0, and because D is equal to 0, this time Q becomes 0 because of the negative edge. Next, since Q is 0, of course Q bar is bound to become 1. Next time when Q bar is 1, D becomes 1, which is copied on Q at next negative edge, and consequently Q bar becomes 0. So as you can see, even here a square wave are generated. So as you have seen how D flip flop can be used in toggle mode also. So irrespective which flip flop is used, if it is operated in toggle mode, you have to make sure that output clock frequency is always half of the input clock frequency, right? Thank you.